to all living things that cry out for peace.
Well, hello Dragon Ball Super fans, it's Gohan here. I am back, as you guys can see by the title of this video. So in today's video, we are going to be focusing our attention on a potential explosion of Gohan in the Tournament of Power. There has been a massive movement lately, like I've seen a large portion of the fan base believing that either Gohan will have an epic fight before the conclusion, or even more so that there is a chance for Gohan to be the mysterious fighter that episode 114 is hinting. Now, of course, this video will contain some spoilers, since I did touch upon that and that specific episode that everybody's waiting to see. This video will have some spoilers here and there, guys, so do yourselves a favor, and if you are avoiding them, be somewhat cautious, because I might talk about certain events that are going to be happening in the future that if you are avoiding them, then you might not particularly want to hear about them. So that's enough about that. That is a fair warning that I'm giving him. I'm always doing this. I don't want you guys going into this being unprepared as to what we're going to be talking. So enough about that. Let's focus our attention on the potential reawakening of the badass version of Gohan. And don't get me wrong, Gohan has definitely shown signs of his return, and the Tournament of Power might indeed be the perfect place to see Gohan perform an incredible feat of strength in the competition. I would love him to go up against Jiren, even though I know that he is not strong enough. Now, this kind of feels like a community response type of video, because I've seen a good chunk of people believing that it might be like the rebirth of Fusion, seeing a reintroduction of either Vegeta or Gogeta in the Tournament of Power, because we are nearing the end of it, and this great indication that we have of the super warrior that will be created right before the tournament concludes. A lot of people believe that it's going to be Fusion. Now, I did touch on Vegeta. I am planning to talk about Gogeta as well, you guys. So, possibly later today I will make a video and I will dive into the Metamorph Fusion and the likelihood of seeing that as the fighter that is going to be participating nearing the end, that is going to basically turn the tides and bring everything upside down. A new dynamic, and can't wait to see that. That's a plot twist right there. So, but for the time being, let's focus on Gohan a little bit, and let's dive in and explore the chances of seeing an awesome fight of Gohan potentially against somebody like Jiren. Now, Gohan definitely has made it perfectly clear that he's more than capable to hold his own against some of the fighters that he has encountered up to now. But the fact is that, of course, Goku had his moment in the sun. We saw him. He had his epic battle against Jiren in the 1 hour special. This fight is definitely going to be talked for years to follow. That piece of animation that we've seen, the last 15 minutes of the 1 hour special, are legendary beyond words. I cannot stress out enough just the level, just the display of power, the emotion, and overall the entirety of how the scene was portrayed. It definitely goes down as the most historical moment in the entirety of Dragon Ball, in terms of seeing something that was absolutely hitting peak in terms of insanity, that is, because the only way that you can, I suppose, characterize a fight like this would be totally bonkers insane. So the thing is that Gohan hasn't had that type of fight yet. He didn't really have a major battle up to now. We have seen him against the Universe 9 really powerful warrior, where he was able to eliminate him. So, but the thing is that some of you guys, and partially I have to say, a really strong reason why I was motivated to make this video is because of the community response. The fact that really a lot of people believe that there is a chance for Gohan to have a really badass moment before this tournament concludes. And I don't necessarily believe that we've seen that moment yet, and we're kind of, I suppose, still searching for or waiting for that moment where Gohan could explode. Now, there are a number of ways where Gohan can really explode and display an incredible feat of strength. The most common one is for Gohan to lose his temper. That is something that he used to do a lot in Dragon Ball Z. If anything, kind of the entirety of the show back in Dragon Ball Z was based on that, on Gohan's explosion and how much more power he could tap from within, because definitely the power that Gohan has is endless when it comes from within. If he were to see somebody being hurt, and we saw that in Resurrection F where Piccolo was hurt, Gohan did try much harder when that happened. So seeing a badass moment of Gohan would definitely feel so much like would be a really gratifying scene, because we haven't seen Gohan like that for eons. And definitely Super is starting to be bringing that version of Gohan back, and I certainly can't complain, because I mean, I'm really happy that he's even fighting in the tournament to begin with, but since he's there, there is a really good chance we have a great opportunity here to see an epic battle before this concludes. Now, I will say that I have seen a lot of pictures of Gohan having white hair. I don't know why people are pushing this certain transformation for Gohan. Maybe this partially lies on the fact that people have been influenced from Dragon Ball Epsilon, where Gohan has received this awesome Mystic Gohan perfect level, where his hair is basically white. But as awesome as it would be, I believe that an Ultra Instinct Gohan would definitely be able to go the distance. Now, we did indeed see Gohan and Goku train before going into this specific competition, and Gohan was able to keep up with Goku at his Super Saiyan Blue because he was able to perfect his Mystic Gohan powers that he has retained once again. So I believe Gohan still has more to showcase in the tournament. Maybe if he doesn't get a major battle like Jiren, perhaps it would be like Topo or Dispo. I do believe that he would be able to proudly stand up against like somebody like Topo per se. So I don't know, I mean, against Kaioken he was helpless, and then of course we saw what Jiren was able to do, but picking Gohan to be the guy that is the mysterious fighter, I don't know if they're planning to do that. That would be like a complete shock for me personally, because that would automatically mean that they are choosing Gohan to be the one to kind of also re-establish Gohan's name, because we hit Gohan's peak back in Dragon Ball Z with the Cell games where he defeated Cell, and that was it. He chose a completely different path for himself. I mean, certainly has to do with however anybody views it. It's from the fan perspective point of view, this was a disasterful, turnout for Gohan. And certainly Super is slowly bringing Gohan back, and the Tournament of Power is Gohan's greatest chance to redeem himself. Now, going from kind of the nerd type of Gohan to seeing a badass version of him again was definitely a really epic scene to see, and Gohan is still in the tournament. Now, is there a chance, like I said, for Gohan to truly shine and have a really big battle coming up? I would love to see that, though the spoilers don't necessarily hint on that, but that's not to say it isn't going to happen. I know that there are a lot of Gohan fans out there, and trust me guys, because I'm with you, I'm a big Gohan fan myself, and that's partially one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. But I will say that a lot of you guys have a tendency to believe that Gohan will somehow perform an incredible feat of power in the tournament before we receive the conclusion of it. And that would be awesome if it happened, seeing a really devastating battle where Gohan is heavily involved. is, you know, a lot more than what I could personally ask for. That would be like a dream outcome for Gohan, for a lot of Gohan fans out there. But there's still a chance it might be Fusion, but it seems to be a split decision against like Fusion and Gohan or Goku reawakening Ultra Instinct form. Do you guys believe that it is possible for Vegeta or Gohan to also achieve this form? Because we do have a really poor explanation as to how this form, as to how Goku was able to unleash this power in the first place. Even Goku doesn't even know. All we've seen is speculating from Gods and Whis himself. So we do know that the Spirit Bomb was the initial reason why he was able to ascend to that level, but there's still far more that we need to discover before we can say for sure that we know what this level is. But we do know that in certain instances it even exceeds the power that even gods themselves can withhold. But let me guys know how you feel about Gohan. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please go ahead and hit the video up with a like, you guys. Share the video, share my channel, share my content, so that more fans of Super can get to see my channel. And if you are a fan, as always, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome daily content. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Sam, guys, signing off here. Ciao, adios, goodbye.